Welcome back, everyone. It is Thursday, June 1st. Got done planting on Memorial Day, which was Monday. And true fashion, with the organics, I don't get much of a break. So we're getting the rotary hoe out today. You guys that didn't see this last year, this is my 6-row yetter that I took a John Deere. See if you can see it here. Took a John Deere, which was I don't know, it was like a 3-row basically. But anyway, I cut her in half, put some wings on it, and I made my yetter a 8-row. Cut off a lot of time last year. So first step is getting the duals off of the old 7045. And then my row spacing isn't right on this tractor, so we got to change the footprint. Rear tires are simple because they're power adjust. Got to appreciate that. The front end is usually the problem on these. Believe it or not, it's usually not the axle. It's that tie rod. Trying to get it to adjust can really be a pain in the rear end sometimes. So I'll pop this other dual off of here. I can't be the only one that just drives these duals off, right? How many of you guys actually fight with that thing and try to pry them off of there? I just drive them off. I'll show you how good it works. I can't be the only one. Okay, so let's see how well this works. Now that it's on camera. The other one popped right off, so this one's gonna fight me, right? Be back and forth 5 times. Oh, nope, sure didn't. Look at that. Wow. Now I wonder if I can do this. Just turn right off of here. I got a straight tire. It's trying to get me. Anyway, then just take a loader and put them in spot. I guess you gotta enjoy it sometimes. Enjoy life. Why not? Things like that are funny to me, I guess, huh? No real good reason. But yeah, anyway, simple as that. We're gonna go try to get the row spacing right. That's not gonna be so simple. So after some fighting and a good burn on my arm, took a lot of heat, hammer, impact, we got those out. I've got the stops out of the tie rods. These over here, check out the rust on these bolts. Pretty ate up. So I can about imagine what it's going to look like in there to try to get them to move. And yeah, fun times here. There was still black paint on the threads, like sealing the threads of these nuts. So I don't know if it has ever been moved in the life of this tractor. From the looks of it, it looked like them bolts have never been touched. So might be a little interesting getting this to move. The way that it's spaced now, the inside of the row is like right here, which if I was going straight it would be okay, but any sort of turn where you got to compensate, and really the way it is, I could probably get away with running the rotary hoe, but like especially if you're trying to cultivate, you wouldn't be able to get the angles right on the curves. You'd be running over your rows. And same with the rear tires. So they got to come out 1 notch, and that's got to come out 2. So I've got it all loose. I'll try to get that tie rod beat on it, see if I can get it to move at all, hopefully. And then you're supposed to be able to just turn the wheel and drive forward or backwards, and them are supposed to move. But I've had to take and go up to a tree and just turn into the tree is usually how I get them to move out. So we'll see what happens here. I will keep you posted. Well, here we are. I got this axle moved out. The tie rod end, I had, working on this thing, damn engine locked up. It ran fine last year. But anyhow, had one of these on there. It's a 4-ton model. Put as much pressure on that tie rod end as I could. I had it right here going across, pushing against it. I had the thing glowing hot with the rosebud there. I was beating it with the sledgehammer. I was using a big chisel, and I was beating that chisel with a sledgehammer. I just couldn't get it to budge, and I gave up on it, took it off, took it over to the machine shop, and I stole my 7301 from my brother who was bailing with it. Now he's got old trusty D19 on the baler, and they ended up having to cut it in half, get it out, clean it all up, and ran a bore down through it so that it moves and everything, and welded it back together, made sure it all moves. I gotta go pick that up today. This axle I beat on for I don't know how long. Could not get it to budge, so I've been spraying it with Freol, that stuff right there. It's taken about 3/4 of a can. Just been spraying it in there. And this morning I finally come out, and you can see how that they're offset. It moved finally, so not very much. And I mean, I had to hit it, 6 or 7 times to get it to move that much. So I'm going to be swinging that hammer for a while here. However, everything is moving now, so it's just a matter of beating it out. And I had to go get that tie rod end and attach that again, and then we will be running them out, which I waited for last because that's simple. Those always move, no problem. Might have to go up on the cement to get them to move, but either way, I'm going to blow the radiator out again while we're here. Clean the air filter, just kind of do that fun little stuff after disking in the dust. Won't hurt a thing. I'm also looking for a set of spaced duals for this, so I want to run this on that 8-row Buffalo cultivator. The 7060 with the 20.8s on it was pretty good until you got on a side hill. That cultivator would kind of pull the tractor a little bit, and I've been wanting space duals for that. However, that thing right there, which you guys are not, a lot of you don't know what it is yet, future video, the 7060 is going to be running that because I need around 160, 170 PTO horsepower to run it effectively. And this one's probably only got like, I don't know, 155 at the PTO or so. Not exactly sure, but I know the 7060 will run it. Let's put it that way. It's got enough. It's got right at the 170 at the PTO. So, and I'm going to be needing it around the same time. About the last cultivation, come through with that Buffalo, and then we're going to be running the Zapper with 7060. And there's a bunch of mounts, and I got front mount for it, all that fun stuff. So I got to get this one set up to run that Buffalo, and with the 18 438s on it, it is not going to be good unless I get duals on it. There's no way I'd be able to do the side hills. It'd just pull me right into the rows. And this tractor isn't quite as heavy. It does have 3 sets of inners in there, which is 1,500 a side, but then there's no fluid in the tires. 7060's got 2 sets of inners and fluid in the tires, so on 20.8s, and that cultivator will still kind of drag it around a little bit. So I did do some rotary hoeing with 7301. I got a couple of clips of that, and I'll go ahead and play that for you, and I'll bring you back. This is one of the funner cultivation processes anyhow. Things to do, thread when I seen that was as fast as you can hold on. Keep your ass in the seat. Get her done. So this is the third day in a row. That's rain along the horizon. I looked down the weather app, and then that's rain over there, just on the other side of that hill. It's coming from the south up, and that's what we got. 3 days in a row now we have been in this valley. Neighbors are calling. They got a ½ inch, they got a ¼ inch. Oh, we got a ½ inch today. We haven't seen so much as a sprinkle, and we need it. Dust Bowl 2023 is going good here at the farm. Let's put it that way. Okay, we're back at it here to get a good, show you guys a good shot of this thing that I built. I don't have that arm down. Problems with the second spool on there. I don't know, somehow the thing pulled out too far and all the balls fell out of the hydraulic fitting, and I didn't have one. And I should have rigged these up to be on a single spool anyhow, but I kind of like the idea of being able to raise one for when I get into like tree lines or close to the edge of the field where I don't quite have enough, but really just move over and deal with it. So you'll notice I'm missing some, and this, you'll also notice that they're in the middle of the rows where I don't care. Right here where the row is, we're beating up in the row of soybeans. That's the most important part. See the row starting up there. So we're in the soybeans, and what I'm doing is, as these bearings wear out, I just either A, take them off if they're in the middle, or if they're in the row, I take one of the good ones out of the middle and move it over. And then I've been slowly rebuilding some. I've got like 10 of them at the house that have new bearings in them. But I'm going to get all the life out of these bearings that I can before I start putting the new ones on, because like I said, I don't care what happens in between the rows at this point. Anything that is there that lives, that buffalo cultivator will wipe that out and be gone. All I'm worried about is in the rows. So that right there is first one to find. That's a dead cat, and it's right there in the row. I gotta dig that out of there, so that's interesting enough. A couple other things to dig out before I start. There's some bubble wrap in that one, just some grass wrapped up, all that fun stuff. Over here I've got some sort of towel or something in there. So I gotta unhook this wing, hook that wing up, drop it, get this stuff out of here. And I'm over here. I got 50 acres to do, going 12 mile an hour with 8 rows. You get over it pretty quick. Wanted to show that I've got some patches here. If you look, that didn't come up, and you think that, you know, soil contact and all that fun stuff, but what it was these were just sitting in dry dirt 3 days ago. Well, this will be the 4th day now. We got 3/4 of an inch of rain, and anywhere that I'm having problems like this where we're getting patches, that's what I find when I dig in there. They're all alive, they've germinated, and you can see ones that have just popped up. So it'd be a couple of days, these rows will be filled in. You can kind of see a couple of spots, and it's just when I was planting, it was dust out here, especially in these fields. These are the last that I planted. It was a dust bowl, and I was really worried that they would germinate, and then, well, they germinate and then there wouldn't be enough moisture for them to grow. You know, they just die under there. But the thing of it was, there wasn't even enough moisture to make them germinate, so that was actually a good thing. And they'll be about a week behind, but by the time it's all said and done, harvest time, you'll never be able to tell the difference. So I got lucky with that, and yeah, I'm real happy. I guess, I don't know, maybe if I'd have disked it again, it might have helped, but then at the same time, every time you disk it, you're bringing up more of that moisture, And I don't know. And as you see here in the rows, I mean, look at that soil. It's not like we had, you know, a bad seed bed by the time that planter come through. Had plenty of seed contact. Like I said, there just wasn't moisture there. So I'm gonna get after it here. If anything happens, I'll bring you back. The old 7301 is running great. For you guys that don't know, 7060 chassis that we put a 301 engine out of a combine in. It's only, well, the pump is 135 horsepower at the crank is what this should have. So like 110 at the wheels, 120 at the PTO or so, somewhere around there. I did 100 acres with it the other day. Get up here and show you the fuel gauge. This is the reason that we built this tractor. People talk funny because it's only a 301 with 7060 chassis, but at the time it was what I had to get this in the field and useful, and I was kind of looking for something to replace the 190 for the lighter work. So that's after doing 100 acres. It was full when I started. So with the rotary hoe here, you go over 400 acres on one tank. 426 would have used a half a tank easily, no question. So that's why we built this tractor. On top of the 426 was completely shot. I had this engine sitting up in the shed that just needed a simple overhaul kit. So boom, here we go. Nice reliable tractor. This one's got the interior in it. It's got the boughten interior, so it's coming apart at the seams. They're junk. It's a lot of work to make your own interior like I did in that 7045, but so far it's just such a better product when I was done. And this right here, all they would have had to done was cut this an extra inch longer and put it down there so that I was gluing this to it along with the foam there, and none of that would have happened. But as you can tell, anywhere that really gets the sun, it just peels away. I don't know, it's terrible. See it? But it does make it nice and quiet in here. You can tell. Cap kit makes these a whole different tractor when you put them in. So I'm gonna quit blabbing and get this arm down, which I never switched the cable over, so I gotta get back out of the tractor. Oh well. Moving on. I seen the big bird there, then when I come through, see your babies with her. 4 or 5. A little litter with her. I seen her sitting in this ravine, and look at her, she's yelling at her kids, "Get over here!" That's funny. Well, I'll be chasing you around, honey. I'll make sure not to mess with you. The way this thing sounds. Okay, so here we are a couple of weeks later. Wanted to show what that rotary hoe did. You can see the lines where the rotary hoe was not doing its job. And what it looks like afterwards. Well, so much stuff on that window that you don't get much of a focus. Sorry about that. Then I wanted to, these are the sections I said that were growing in. All of that's all growing in over there, so another couple of weeks you won't be able to tell the difference between them. Well, got the 7301 out, running good, doing a good job. I got a full rack of weights up there. You can't see them from here. trust me with this big heavy thing. But everything's going good so far. Did some adjusting on it, fixed a few things, and we're rolling right along. In the air conditioning. Long ways from where I started, that's for sure. Beautiful beam footage. A couple of them out there for the weed zapper to kill. Gotta leave a couple, right? These are gonna be the cleanest beans I've ever grown. Pretty much guarantee that. Should be the best yielding too. Makes me happy. Well, I know this video kind of jumped around a little bit, but within the rain that we were getting and everything, it kind of broke up the video and broke everything up, and then I didn't do very good at recording, I'll admit it. But I think I got you guys some pretty cool footage. You got to see what I was doing, and about a month and a half after I got everything planted, so almost 2 months actually, because we're close to 2 months. So this is the next video, other than I got a couple of pulling videos, but weed zapper will be the next one. I've been out using it and I already got some footage of it, so look forward to that. And thank everybody for watching. If you like this one, thumbs up, consider subscribing, all that fun stuff. Hope to catch you guys on the next one.